Hello and welcome back to the channel. Before concluding our journey through the Czech Republic, we visited Olomouc, a true architectural treasure that remains largely undiscovered by foreign tourists.
And if you like our video, do not forget to like it, subscribe and activate notifications so that you know when we upload a new video.
Although our original plan was to finish our visit to the Czech Republic in Prague and leave the southern part of the country for another trip, before heading to Italy to explore the Dolomites and the Aosta Valley, we decided to make a stop in Olomouc. This city, home to 100,000 inhabitants, is not well known among international tourists but boasts a stunning historic center. Parking won't be an issue, as there are both paid and free options available, all located right at the entrance to the historic center. As always, we have marked their locations for you on Google Maps. After our 2-day visit to Prague, while making our way to Italy to see the Dolomites, we took a slight detour to visit Olomouc. Located in the Moravia region, it has the second most important historic center in the country after Prague and is considered the best preserved Baroque city in Europe. We began our visit at the Upper Square, entering through a charmingly decorated street. However, we were met with disappointment when we arrived at one of the city's most famous landmarks, the Holy Trinity Column. Unfortunately, it was entirely covered for restoration, so we couldn't fully appreciate this impressive Baroque monument, which stands 32 meters tall, is beautifully adorned with sculptures, and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Despite this setback, we continue to enjoy Upper Square, surrounded by palaces and colorful, elegant houses. At the center stands the Town Hall, built in 1878, featuring a distinctive tower that visitors can climb. However, what truly stands out in the square are its fountains, many of them themed around mythology and classical figures, such as the Hercules Fountain, where Hercules is depicted holding a club and an eagle, the symbol of the city. Besides the Holy Trinity Column, another iconic landmark of Olomouc is its astronomical clock, located on the facade of the town hall. Originally built in the 15th century and adorned with religious motifs, it was destroyed by the Germans during World War II. During the communist era, religious figures were replaced with socialist workers, making it the only astronomical clock with a socialist theme. Moving on to the fountains, we encountered the Caesar Fountain, the largest in the city, depicting the legendary founder of Olomouc alongside two male figures representing the Moravia and Danube rivers, as well as a seated dog symbolizing the people's loyalty to their ruler. Another remarkable fountain is the Arion Fountain, built in 2002 and inspired by an ancient Greek legend about the poet Arion, who was rescued by a dolphin after being thrown overboard during a mutiny. Next to this fountain, there is a beautifully decorated drinking water fountain made of marble and bronze. Adjacent to Upper Square is Lower Square, also surrounded by palaces and colorful houses. Like its counterpart, it features multiple fountains, including the Jupiter Fountain and the Neptune Fountain, the city's oldest, where Neptune is depicted standing atop 4 seahorses, calming the waters with his downward-pointing trident to protect the city. Another notable monument in this square is the Marian Plague Column, smaller than the Holy Trinity Column, but built for a similar reason, to commemorate the city's survival after a Black Plague epidemic between 1713 and 1715. At one end of the square stands the Church of the Annunciation, part of the Capuchin monastery, named after the mosaic above its entrance that depicts the Annunciation. Continuing our stroll through the historic center, we admired its impressive monuments, including the Archbishop's Seminary and St. Michael's Church, whose austere exterior contrasts sharply with its stunning interior. Not far from the square is Villa Primavera, an Art Nouveau-style mansion with Viennese influences. Once the residence of a wealthy banking family, it is now an art gallery and cafe. We continued our walk through the city's charming streets, passing by the Museum of Art and reaching the Archbishop's Palace, a magnificent Baroque residence that once housed emperors and members of the Austro-Hungarian nobility. Nearby stands the Church of Our Lady of the Snows, a Jesuit-built university church with a stunning facade and an even more breathtaking interior. At the end of this street, we caught sight of one of the city's most significant landmarks. In St. Wenceslas Square, the heart of medieval Olomouc, we found the Premislid Palace, now home to the Archdiocesan Museum, and the impressive St. Wenceslas Cathedral. Built in the 12th century in Gothic style, it boasts a spectacular neo-Gothic tower over 100 meters tall, making it the second tallest in the country. This Catholic temple, originally part of the city's ancient castle complex, is the final resting place of the bishops and archbishops of Olomouc, as well as the relics of Saint John Sarkanda, who was canonized by Pope John Paul II in 1995. From the cathedral, we continued our walk to the banks of the Moravia River, which encircles the historic center. On one side, we found the Evangelical Church, and after crossing a bridge, we reached the Orthodox Church, built in 1939 and designated a cathedral in 1950. Finally, we returned to the historic center to conclude our visit to Olomouc in the Czech Republic. We ended our exploration in a beautiful green space along the Mill Stream, marking the conclusion of our journey through northern Czechia and Prague. Next, we are off to Italy to explore the Dolomites. However, our Dolomites adventure actually began a year earlier, a detail you'll discover in our next video. Stay tuned.